In order to connect to what was before, you have to disconnect from what it is now. The seeds of Heilung were planted at a very early age. Heilung would be born from the values, struggles, and hard work of all of its members,
The Edda and the related collections,
combined with the heart and spirit of the Viking and animistic culture of Northern Europe. When its founders were still young, all three members were an active part of the local living history Viking reenactment community, where people would assume the role of a Viking, wear authentic clothing, participate in relevant activities such as cooking, fighting, smithing, singing, and much more. But the most important part was the socializing with other people who had a similar approach and view to the world, who together would develop a deep sense of community and spirituality. This community would be the place where the members could find peace and healing in a turbulent world. As a teenager, Maria believed she was one of the ugliest people on this planet, a belief which destroyed her sense of self for a long time. And she would find herself unable to connect to the people around her. But at an age of 11, she joined the Viking reenactment environment, and she finally found a place, a people she could connect to. She would play drums, shoot with bows, make clothes, but most importantly, she would sit around the bonfire with people of all ages, talking about life and its challenges, giving each other support, love, and healing. A community which ended up saving Maria. Maria was not the only one who found healing and meaning in the Viking culture. Also Kai, the shaman and caretaker of the spirit of Heilung, was saved by the Viking community. As the majority of people in Northern Europe, Kai grew up in a Christian household. However, the practice of Kai's parents was especially strict. TV was forbidden, but the reading of books was encouraged. Kai got drawn to books about ancient mysteries, artifacts, and cultures, such as the ancient Greek mythology. Behavior which made Kai not fit the mold of a proper Christian. This misalignment erupted in his early teen years when he outright rebelled against the organized religion that he had been born into. He openly expressed his disdain towards Christianity and the negative impact it had on his and his parents' life. And the resentment, this inner anger and frustration, resulted in a young man who always ended up in trouble and violence. The school did a test to see if they could explain Kai's destructive behavior, but its conclusion was quite simple. Kai was above average intelligence, but he just really hated going to school. Kai's spiral into chaos continued, and he ended up being involved in Satanism to a level which many would consider somewhat extreme. He was involved in blood offerings and got an upside-down cross tattooed on himself at the age of 14. Kai spent the next few years in chaos, but at the age of 17, he discovered the ways of shamanism and Viking culture. This new environment allowed him to heal, resulting in him making peace with his parents and taking his life in a new and highly creative direction. One of the arts he learned, which had a profound impact on his future journey, was Tibetan throat singing. Kai had previously enjoyed heavy metal in many shapes and sizes. But while throat singing did have something in common with what he enjoyed about heavy metal, the throat singing went way deeper. It touched something primal, a sound, a vibration that Kai knew he was looking and longing for. This musical awakening was joined with a passion for tattooing ancient Nordic symbols, such as warriors, deer, and other ornate designs. It was through the world of tattoos that Christopher and Kai met. Christopher, who was raised in a family who had adopted the ways of the Norse Vikings, was one day admiring Kai's tattoo art. Christopher, who had been operating his own music studio since 2003, struck a deal with Kai. If Kai provided free ink, Christopher would let him record some poems in his studio, which Kai could share to friends and family. And no, Christopher actually never got the tattoo. This was the moment when Heilung was born, in the year of 2014. What was planned as a small favor for Kai ended up in Christopher and Kai spending 3 months in the studio creating something new, which they didn't really understand what was or where was going. Initial reactions from the duo were, "This is never going to happen," and "You should have to be crazy to listen to something like this." Soon, Christopher's longtime girlfriend, Maria, would join them. And they would now be the trio we all know and love. Maria brought a new ethereal quality to the sound, which transformed it and allowed the Heilung sound to fully emerge. The big breakthrough came in 2015 with the crafting of Ofnir, an album, a ritual that defied the normal categories of sound that the modern world was used to. But they trusted their creation and took a massive career leap in the Netherlands in the year of 2017 at the Medieval Castle Fest, where they would perform in front of a crowd of 10,000 people. Here they would put on display Ofnir for the first time. How they would do it, they were not able to answer mere 3 days before the concert. The team simply agreed that one should put on something that one would feel real and connected to one's self. It wasn't a matter of doing something you would think was cool. The ritual, the event, ended up with a decked out set. Artists and performers with antlers, bones, fur, and everything in between. In the fires of the stage, Heilung received its final transformation and was completed. As Maria recalls, and it was like, look at us, my God, we're a tribe. And with that, the rest is history. The concert was recorded and was put on YouTube and has, at this moment, 8 million views alone. They recently released their new album, Drif, and they are currently busy doing a huge tour all around the world, from USA to Europe to Australia and beyond, bringing healing and giving the opportunity for everyone to feel the spark of being connected to the earth, nature, the world of spirit, and each other. This concluded the rise of Heilung. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider subscribing here on YouTube and follow us on TikTok. Vi ses næste gang. Hej hej!